welcome to another episode of Busy Working. Today in the studio we've got Werner from Enfin. Werner, welcome here. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for your time. So we'll start with the basic question. In short, who is Enfin?
Enfin is a solar funding solution company. So basically what we do is we tailor-make and customize a solution for businesses, residential, sectional title unit, complexes, agricultural sector, CNI, all of them. And then basically we do a funding solution custom made for them to be able to have the benefits of solar without having to necessarily put the capex on the table to get it, to make the system come to fruition.
Okay, lekker. So can you elaborate on Enfin's approach to structuring these funding solutions for renewable energy needs?
Yeah, so I mean the basic starting point for everything is the client. Depends on what their need is. Is load shedding destroying their business? Is the current the local provider, the municipality or ESCOM, the tariff they're asking, the tariff structure they're asking, is it killing the business with regards to the utility expense they're paying? So it depends on the need of the client. If they need to save more, we have a solution for that. If the load shedding is the big problem, we have a solution for that. If they have, let's say, only generators and the diesel expense is the problem, we have a different solution for that. So it really depends on what the customer wants. That is the starting point. And then we go from there and just see, okay, well, listen, how's your load profile? What is the nature of your business? What are the big problems that is hindering your business from growing? And we address that. And it's not only for solar. We have quite a very experienced and strong technical team. So what we add to the package is really managing the energy that they're currently using. You know, it can be something simple as changing the lights, or putting switches on geysers, or whatever the case may be. So we try to really look at a holistic picture and find that solution for the customer.
Okay, so that actually answers my next question on how the technical team assesses the client's energy needs and how does this contribute to the creation of bespoke funding solutions. Now, obviously, that's saving money or saving for the client on their load or whatever they use. So we'll pop now to the next question, and if you can elaborate, yes?
Yeah, no, I want to add on that, especially with regards to the technical team. They have a very, very thorough, extensive process they go through to get to the solution that the client needs. I mean, from a physical site audit on site where they go through everything, the business, the manner in which the business is run, what the tariffs are, what we can actually, put on the table that's going to be an advantage, up to where they get the load profile of that business from either from the local municipality or ESCOM. If that's not available, we install our own loggers so we can have physical data. With data, I mean every reading of electricity the business uses, or the house or the complex or the school or whatever, for every half an hour of every single day for a whole year. That's the minimum we need to have a really accurate solution.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, people tend to think it's a shoebox calculation you do, and it's more or less and it'll work.
No, shooting out of the hip.
Yeah, it's not the way we do it, because we've seen in a lot of instances where we had to upgrade systems, fix systems where they thought it should have worked. But when you actually look at the physical data, it's a complete different picture.
Exactly.
So we have to be certain. And I mean, we've got shareholders and funders that's driving our business, and there's no real room to just cowboy a project.
Exactly.
Everything has got to be data driven, and there's no gray area. Black or white, it's yes or no.
So on that, where's Enfin based? Is it over the entire country? Is there only certain regions? Can you just elaborate on that to just say, how can people find you and where are you guys based? Is it only certain regions, or what's the case there?
Currently, we have systems all over the country.
Okay.
We have offices in the Free State, Bloemfontein. We have one in Johannesburg, and we have an office in Cape Town. Obviously, we do have a website, LinkedIn page, Facebook, all the social media where they can just Google Enfin, Energy Finance, and you'll find us with a lot of contact numbers and emails. But there's no place in South Africa that we cannot help a business or a farm or a school or whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, we make use of installers, EPCs that go through as well quite a stringent onboarding process because we only use the best. The same with our products we use, wholesalers that which we buy from Harold's. We know it is compliant, it is top of the range, tier 1 products. The same with the installers. We know they've got engineers, they've got all the credentials and experience we need to ensure that when we do service a client, they only get the best. And yeah, that is the promise we make to the client. It's quite a lengthy business relationship we have with clients, so we need to do it right from the start.
From the start. Yeah. Great. And then one question we hear a lot, and I don't know if everyone knows this, but can you explain what a PPA is, or a power purchase agreement? How does that work, and how does a client benefit from it?
Yes. Okay. So yeah, PPA is an abbreviation for Power Purchase Agreement, which is exactly that. You're purchasing power from somebody else. Everybody knows in South Africa at the moment, Eskom has a monopoly on providing power, so they can basically do what they want. So if we just take an example, Bloemfontein, the local municipality is Centlek. Everybody who's using electricity has to buy from Centlek. So what we're doing is we're privatizing the network for that business. So Enfin comes in, assesses the whole site. We tailor-make a solution that is speaks to the needs of the business. We fund the whole system, the labor, the everything. So the system is up and running on the roof or on the ground, whatever the case may be. And then we just stop during daytime hours when the sun is shining, obviously for a solar system. We stop the availability of the municipality electricity to the business. And the solar system provides electricity to the business, and it's metered. So we are just providing you with electricity instead of the local municipality at a better rate. Example again, let's say Centlek or the municipality charges Harold's R2 per unit. And Enfin comes in and says, okay, well, listen, we're going to just close the tap on Centlek and we will provide electricity for Harold's, and we can sell electricity to you guys at R1 a unit.
Oh.
So all of a sudden, your utility expense goes down without you having to pay 1 cent to get the system up and running.
Exactly.
So yeah, everything from the roof assessments to the install, to the procurement, to the insurance, to the maintaining, to the monitoring, every single aspect of a solar system, Enfin looks after, and so that the client can focus on what he knows what to do. Whether it's a Spiral or a Pick and Pay or Checkers, they know how to run their business. They don't want to worry about a solar system. Once again, a lot of people think it's a plug and play. It just goes, and they make calculations on a piece of paper, and then after 2 or 3 years, they're like, well, listen, something is wrong. They didn't look after it. It needs constant monitoring, changing settings, etc., etc. So Enfin does all of that for the client, and they just benefit from cheaper, more reliable electricity. So in our actual contract with the clients, it's called an SSA, a Solar Service Agreement, because that is essentially what we are doing.
Yeah.
We are providing a service. Like Eskom is providing a service, now Enfin comes in, we'll provide you with a service that is more reliable, cleaner, and cheaper electricity.
Great. Okay,
so
that covers it.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
that's basically what you're doing in simple. I'll provide you with electricity at a better
rate than what
better
the,
rate, better
the current
service. Actually,
is.
if you call us, we'll pick up the phone and sort it out. So,
Oh, great.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. So what are the various solutions? I think you've touched on it now, but just to reiterate, what are the various solutions that Enfin provide to the clients?
Okay, so once again, depending on what the client's need is, whether it's going to be just pure for saving. They need to save on the utility expense. We've got normal grid tie solutions where we can just offer them electricity at a much better rate. Once again, with all of our systems, we basically take all the risk. We're going to insure it. We're going to look after it. It's going to be our asset. The client's not making any debt. Like, for instance, if you go borrow money from a bank, you have to repay that like a debit order. It's not at all the same. You only pay, you get a bill for the electricity you use from the system. So we've got the grid tie solutions. If load shedding is a problem, but not that much, they need a 2-hour backup to nullify the negative effects of load shedding. We've got hybrid systems where we add batteries. If there's already a generator on site, we do integration, a grid tie with a generator integration. A lot of the farmers, we've got a couple of completely off-grid systems where the line rentals, the KVA costs of Eskom is so immense, and the damage they suffer during the operations because of load shedding, it makes sense for them to completely remove the Eskom connection and go off-grid, which will be solar and batteries and a generator.
Okay.
We've got off-grid. And then once again, a last one that we do offer is a roof rental. So
A roof rental,
that's more for a commercial property that's got a big roof space. It's not being used. So we can tell the landlord, listen, let us use your roof space to provide electricity to your mall or the businesses at the bottom. And by doing that, nothing changes. We'll just pay you rent to use your roof. So it's unused space at the moment. It's just like a new tenant for a mall. There's a tenant on your roof. We're going to every month pay you X amount to use your roof. And that's another one that we do.
Well, that's something I've learned. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, we don't do rent to own. Like I said, the banks normally come in with that, the 5 or 7 year where you actually make debt and you sign the papers like a home loan or a car, and there's a debit order and it goes off. Once again, the difference is with that, all the responsibility falls on you. You need to insure it, you need to look after it, maintain it, and if it doesn't work, your debit order still goes off.
What's the time frame that you guys provide the service? Is it like 5 years, 10 years, or what's the time frame?
So at the moment, we've got systems and service agreements in place from 15 years to maximum 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 25 years, that is the sweet spot to be able to give a client the maximum benefit immediately. If the system is switched on, they benefit from cheaper electricity.
Sure.
Sometimes it scares off people, like, 20 years is a really long time.
Yeah.
But once again, they don't need to be because there's no risk on their side. They always ask us, okay, but what in year 12 if the business goes bust?
Yeah.
I said, well, then obviously you close your doors and you move on with your life, and we've got an asset on your roof that we need to take off and repurpose somewhere else. You didn't make any debt. You're not owing anything. There's no fines. So they don't need to worry about the risk.
Because you're taking the risk, obviously.
We're taking the risk. And the other question we do get a lot, but it's a long time. What if technology changes? I say, well, then we move with the change. If we have a new training at Harold's and there's new products coming out that will make a significant impact on the generation of the system, obviously it's going to benefit us as well. Then we upgrade the system on our cost again and maybe just add 1 or 2 years on the PPA duration. Another big benefit, especially with the battery systems, when we do a 20 or 25 year PPA, we have to look after the batteries, everything. Usually, as you guys know, the batteries have got 10-year warranties. About year 12, 13, they start to go down with all the discharging.
Yes.
So we do that as well. We upgrade the battery back to 100% capacity.
Yeah.
It's our problem. So it's not like when you've done a loan from the bank, after 10 years it's paid off.
No.
Then you've got to make a new loan to replace your battery. So that's another big advantage. Everything comes to our side, and we take it into account with everything. Like I said, our technical team is very strong, and it works. The model works. A lot of people ask us.
They pick up their phone.
Yeah, they pick up their phone. A lot of people, but where's the catch? So I don't have to give out any money, nothing. I've got no responsibility with regards to the system. I only have to pay my bill at the end of the month from the electricity I've used.
And you're already saving on your current bill that you used solely from Eskom or Centlec or wherever you are.
Exactly. So you are 100% saving. I said, well, there is no catch. Obviously, we've got investors that enables us to deliver this service. So they make their return. The installer we use, they obviously make their margin, where there's going to be an 8 to a 10% markup on the products, and you, the client, save with immediately paying less for electricity. Your utility expenditure goes down. So everybody wins. So it's quite a nice product to go and sell to people, saying, well, listen, we can really help you.
Yeah, we can save you money. You're not reliant on Eskom, so what more do you want?
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about it. We do offer buyout clauses as well. Once again, a lot of people say, well, listen, I want to own the system, but not now. I need it now, but I don't want to own it. Maybe in year 7 or 8, if the business goes well, I want to buy it. So in our agreement, we do put a buyout clause in place that shows you exactly from year 7 or 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, up to year 20, what the system cost will be. Then they can purchase it. It's absolutely no problem. They can own it. And during that time, like I said, we're not holding our cards against our chest. We go and we work with the client, tell them, listen, okay, these are the guys that are servicing. So these are the numbers. And we train them how to look after the system so that they get the maximum benefit when they actually own it. With in comparison, where if you buy it cash now, you don't know anything. The installer is gone, and now there's a problem. What do you do now? Unless you're really technical, advanced, and you know how to look after a system. But it is a major thing that we're seeing. People buy it, outright purchase it, or whether a loan from the bank or cash, and then after a year or two, they are struggling to look after the system, and the performance goes down or stops completely.
So just to paint a picture about Enfin, this will be my final question, is can you just paint a picture of how the process works from start to finish? Let's say I'm a client, I'm a farmer or whatever, a big business. I want to save money on electricity or just not be dependent on the grid. And I want to come to you. I pick up the phone, I call you, and from there on, what's the steps that happen until the system is in place and I start paying you on a monthly basis? I take that's how it works. Can you just elaborate on that and just give us a brief picture of what that is and how it works?
Yes. Okay. So obviously we have a sales team in place as well. So when you do make the call and tell our sales team, listen, this is my need, they will gather all your information. It'll usually be we'll either do the load profile from the municipality, get your bill, your electricity bill, so we can determine your tariff, what you're currently paying, and we can assess and do a high-level proposal saying, well, listen, according to your load profile and your bill, this is what we can offer you. You're currently paying, okay, let's see, at my house, currently I'm paying R3.75 per unit on a prepaid system. House electricity is extremely expensive. Businesses are a bit cheaper because they buy in bulk. So let's say R2.50 you're paying currently. We can offer you a system with 2-hour battery backup, so you won't feel the load shedding. You'll continue business as normal. We can offer you a power purchase agreement where you buy from us at R2. So you have a 50 cents saving per unit immediately. If the client is happy with that, they sign the proposal, which is like a letter of intent. Then the technical team comes into play. They organize for a site audit, site visit, look at everything, the routes of installation, whatever the case may be. We've got our own team that is very experienced with regard to drawing up budgets, bill of quantities, working very closely in good relationship with our wholesalers to get the newest prices. And then we send out a tender process. We'll ask the client, listen, do you know any installer that you prefer? If they don't, it's up to us. If they do, we'll just check if we are allowed to use them or if we want to use them. So we'll go out on a tender process. We'll ask 3 EPC, which is the installer companies, to give us pricing to deliver this system. And then we sit with the client and say, well, we've got 3 options. We recommend this one. And we'll sign a contractor's agreement with the installer. They start procuring and they start building the system as soon as it's done and commissioned. Up until then, there's no cost or no anything for the client's pocket. Nothing. There's no deposit. There's no, terms and conditions or hidden costs or whatever the case may be. So when the system is switched on and it's commissioned, it's running, the client is starting to benefit from the solar system. Obviously, like I said, it is metered with a Class 1 billing meter, which is by law necessary for us to install so that we can legally send you a bill which is accurate enough for you to pay. And at the end of that first month, we look at your electricity you used, and you'll get a bill from Enfin, and you pay it.
Wow.
And that's it. So, yeah.
Very straightforward process, actually, but I can see you guys do your due diligence and make sure you get the right installers, the right wholesalers with the right products. And I think that's the main components that you need for this to work. And yeah, this is actually a very informative session that we've had now. So thanks for that. But yes.
I think the part, it is a bit of a more lengthy process, but it happens really quick because we know how to streamline the whole process, not to let it lag, or when a person decides he wants solar now, if you just leave it in a month or two, he's like, no, I don't want it anymore. So we do really act quick, but because of our investors as well, it's European, so we have to adhere to very strict ESG standards, the environmental and social governance. So we do a lot of work on our due diligence on the client that we're going into business. Like we said, it's going to be a 20 or 25-year business relationship. We want to walk a path with this client. So we do our credit checks and go through the financials and just make sure it's a viable client, and that we're not going to basically sink their business by asking them the amount of certain tariffs that they can't afford. And the same for us. We don't want to spend millions of rands on a system and 2 months down the line, they close the business. So that is a very, very important aspect of our business, to pick the correct clients we want to partner with. Because it is a partnership, whereas
100%.
Both of our interests are aligned. The client wants to buy as much electricity from us as possible because it's cheaper, and we want to provide and sell as much electricity to them as possible because that's how we make our return. So if something happens or something is not working with the system, we'll pick it up and know before the client and jump higher and quicker to fix it.
Sure.
So that's why I said it's really not a stress or a risky process on the client side. They can focus on what they need to do is grow their business to get all stronger. They'll manage their cash flow because the expense on electricity will be a bit less.
Yeah.
So it's really just beneficial for everybody.
Yeah, no, this was very informative. I think I've learned so much now from Enfin that I didn't even know, and you guys were right next to us. So yeah, I want to end on that. Thanks, Werner, for your time. That's Enfin. Now everybody knows who Enfin is and what they do. So you guys are more than welcome to contact them. But yeah, for now, we're signing off. This is Busy Working. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Also, please comment down below. Any questions that you may have, maybe we'll do a follow-up episode of all of the questions that you guys have. We'll also be interactive in the comments, so please don't hesitate to ask any questions. And see you guys next time.